Welcome to the Rizz Tour.
Welcome to the Ike LIve Rizz Tour. I'm staying in Gadsden, Alabama for about a week. I have a few days off in between my events, so what better to do than hit the lake?
Here it is. Let's see about it. Come on with it. Come on, let's fish.
For the first day, I went out with Lucas Lindsey of the Auburn University Bass Fishing Team. Lucas is a young angler. He's up and coming in the college ranks, and Lucas and his team actually won the very first 2019 Collegiate Bass MLF Shootout. For the first stop, we went out to Jordan Lake, Alabama. Jordan Lake, Alabama is about 2 hours south of where I was staying in Gadsden, Alabama, so I had to get up pretty early. Normally, I'm an early riser, no problem. But after about 15 days of straight travel and work, I was a little bit tired.
Good morning. No, don't do that. So, getting my stuff together here, and then I'm gonna be rolling south. First, I'm gonna go brush my teeth. It's a mile.
It rained from start to finish. I mean, when we got to the boat ramp, it was raining. When we pulled the boat out of the water, it was still raining. So the conditions on Jordan Lake, it was overcast, it was rainy, and the water was high and dirty. We started off fishing a typical Alabama pattern, throwing swim jigs at shallow grass with our rod tips high, shaking and moving. We transitioned over into some different kind of techniques. We started flipping, we started throwing chatterbaits, some moving baits, just trying to change things up on them, cover all of the water columns to figure out how to get a bite. Our first bite came on a grassy point where Lucas caught about a 4-pound spotted bass on a swim jig. And you want to talk about a bite. This was an explosion of a bite. Awesome. We thought we had something going, but 2 hours later, without a bite, we knew we had to make an adjustment. Eventually, we found some fish in one pocket on the lake. Now here's the deal. This pocket had slightly clearer water, and it also had warmer water. And when we got that first bite on a chatterbait underneath of a dock, I knew we were about to catch them. The deal was skipping these chatterbaits as far underneath of these docks as we could possibly get them. The spotted bass were staged up, moving up underneath the docks with the high water conditions, and the muddy water conditions had them set tight to the cover. So you had to get that chatterbait as far under the dock as you could to create that strike. So by the end of the day, we were soaked, we were wet, but we grinded it out and we figured something out. We caught some fish on chatterbaits under docks, and all in all, it ended up being a great day. One thing that I really noticed about fishing with Lucas, it didn't matter how hard it was raining, how hard the wind was blowing. We casted and he casted from the time we hit the water until the time we got off. This kid's a grinder. Keep your eye out for him. You're gonna see more of him on the College Bass Fishing Tour this year. So for the second stop of the Ike LIve Rizz Tour, I linked up with local Bassmaster Elite Series rookie, Wes Logan. Wes Logan is an absolute bona fide hammer. This dude won his first BFL at 17 years old. Last year, competing on the Bassmaster Open Series, he brought home the Angler of the Year title for the Bassmaster Central Opens. We went out to Neely Henry Lake. Today's conditions were very different than the previous day on Jordan Lake. We had post front, high pressure, bluebird, warm sun. Now this was different because for the entirety of my trip up to this point, it had literally rained every single day. So starting off, Just having the sunshine was a bonus for me. I was happy. Whether I caught a fish or didn't, just feeling some warm sun, I already felt like I was winning. But once we got out on the lake, I realized really quickly that we were gonna catch some fish. So right off the bat, we took off into a pocket that Wes has a lot of history fishing in. He knows Neely Henry Lake like it's the back of his hand. This dude has so much time on the water and it showed right away. We started throwing swim jigs over shallow grass, shaking, reeling, fast. I'm talking 65-pound braid, big gigantic hook swim baits, and these fish were absolutely sharking it, just coming up and crushing this thing. And for me, in January, I would not be doing that at home. So Wes and I had a great day on the water. We caught some fish, we enjoyed each other's company, and I learned a new technique. Couldn't be happier with the way that my trip to Alabama went as a whole. I got to fish with a young up-and-coming college angler and a Bassmaster Elite Series rookie, and I learned from both of them. I'm headed to Lake Hartwell next, going to Anderson, South Carolina to work a few shows, and after, I'm heading out on the water with Justin, Professional Fish Head Kimmel, Brian, B-Lat Latimer, and Rob, Spot Hammer Jordan. We're gonna be out on Lake Hartwell fishing, and we might do a little 2v2 challenge. Check it out. If you're not already subscribed to the Ike Live Show on YouTube, hit that subscribe button now or catch a DT6 to the face.